So I've been wanting to explain my OC lore. I did. But I also one expanded on it and two wanted to like have illustrations so people knew what I was talking about. So a long time ago, there were these people that lived together in like in a village, and um during their time, devils roamed the earth, and they knew that the devils had many powers and like just special abilities, and they knew that they could do that, so they wanted to worship them. So like in exchange for worshiping, they would get knowledge and understanding of the world, like higher understanding. So while they were worshiping them, there were also the devils were making them do really bad shit, like a whole bunch of sin. Like they were like having orgies and raping each other and doing a whole bunch of bad stuff and like doing child sacrifices. So God was like, "Oh hell no. You guys can't be doing that. You're not supposed to worship other idols and all that TS, and you're not supposed to be doing that. So I'm going to like punish you." So the people that were worshiping them had there's two faces. The one where it's just normal, like a normal face, and then there's like the one where, if you've seen my other illustrations, like with their faces open, like this and whatnot. And this face was more comfortable in comparison to their normal human face. So while they were like in their own like secluded area, they would like have their faces like this. And when they would go also, they would have like they also gain like furry like 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 bodies and everything like that, and they have like animalistic type features and everything. So they would go about their day when they have to go to the market or go hunting or anything like that. They would change back into their normal form. They would wear hats and stuff so then they could cover it, and clothes that would cover their entire bodies. And then like for their legs and stuff, they would wear like gowns, and then you can't really see like their legs and stuff under them. And shoes. And like they would tuck in, and then they would like put their tails in like buns and stuff. So then one day someone saw them like walking around with their faces out like this and everything, and they went and they told everyone what happened. And all the other people who weren't turned by God came and tried to kill them. Some people survived and some people didn't. And those who survived went and they used their animalistic features to go underground. And that's why Highland Society is underground and whatnot. So now they live underground, and they're also closer to the devils, and we're able to shy away from God. I mean, God can see everything. I mean, see them, but like he's like, whatever, dude. Like you can guys be retarded down there. I don't care. You guys are all going to hell anyways. But anyways, but then so they would have like the closer they are to the devils, like through their like tunnels and stuff, it would be like more sacred and everything like that. And that's where you could get like your powers. But the devils are like, evil or whatever. And they were sick and tired of just giving away like free knowledge for free. So they're like, hey, if you want to like have your baby be able to like part the sea and freaking rip people in half through psychic abilities, you have to go through the devil trials. And so and then they were like, okay, and they made a whole thing where only certain people were able to do it. If you do your due diligence through worship and everything like that, you'll get basic abilities like strength, enhanced knowledge, and stuff like that. But when it comes to like the devil trials, if you go through them, you'll be able to gain like higher ability, a new body, and everything like that. And you'll also be able to connect and talk to your ancestors. So yeah, that's basically everything that you need to know about like the background story and everything like that, between like the reason why everything is like the way it is in Velan's like life. So Velan was born in a family with with her mother. Her her mom has a fake father, and she was actually born through a politician having sex, like a politician type person having sex with like a commoner. And the politician didn't want anyone to know about like about him doing that, and he also didn't want anyone to know that he had sex with a commoner, um, and their baby be weak. So he just kept it on the down low and was like, "I will help you and support you and whatever, but that's kind of it. I'm not doing anything else. And if this baby isn't like super duper freaking like um powerful when they get older, we're going to kick them out, and no one needs to know about them." Or actually no, originally he was going to kill him, but Villain's mom was like, "Please don't kill my baby. I love her so much. She's so cute and awesome and whatnot. So please don't," or whatever. And then he was like, "Okay, I won't kill her, but I'll just kick her out instead." And so Villain grew up around like other children and stuff, and she was like a really bad kid. Instead of listening and doing what all the other children were doing, she would be playing or fighting or not listening to the lesson, and just overall just being like distracted altogether. She never really was like all the other children, and was always just doing some nonsense and thing. She wasn't stupid or anything like that. She just wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing. Um, it's like, you know, when like someone's too smart for their own good, so they just start doing a whole bunch of nonsense instead. It was like that. So Veland's dad or whatever was like a like actual like politician, like higher up father, was like, I'm not having my dumbass kid go around and like do all that stuff. That's stuff. She's embarrassing me, and she needs to go. And she needs to go. So she was given all that time, and Highlands, like they grow up like way faster. So she was like a baby for like what, a week, and then she grew up and then went to school and had and through in 3 months she was like a she was like at least 10 years old, like around that age, and then she got kicked out. And Highlands have like their little trap doors and whatnot, and she was like kicked out like during like a harsh winter around then, and she ended up like passing out and she almost died. But then the village people nearby didn't really notice like her animalistic features and everything like that, and just thought that she was brought by like the gods or whatever. So they took her in, and she was able to become a part of the higher up like family and whatnot. And she was regarded as someone very 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 uh what's that word called, like special. Like people would bring their babies to get blessed by her and stuff like that. And she was just very very awesome, and everyone was like, "Bless my baby." And she was just really, and she was known as being very kind and whatnot to everyone. And and yeah. So later on, when she got older, she when you are a Highland, if you don't already if you're already not into your like your animalistic features of yourself, then it's like puberty for them. You will just start to like get that type of stuff like already, like automatically. And unfortunately for our Velan, she um started to get started to get like all of her like animalistic features and stuff, like her more like her Highland side. And one day when she was sleeping, um she like smelled like a baby's like cut, like in one of her injuries, and she went like absolutely ballistic, and and ran after it and found the baby. And she, for then on, was just like killing all the children and stuff, and like eating them and whatnot. um she was just going around killing them and eating them. And then obviously people are going to start like noticing that their babies are going missing. So she wasn't able to do that for too long, and they found her with her face open and everything, eating a baby in her Highland form. And she oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. Since she did that, she already was just too far gone and whatnot. so she just went ballistic off after everyone and killed like everybody. So then she killed the entire village, and nearby the village, she went up and dug a mound by herself, like with her like animal legs or whatnot or whatever, and she like dug this like big mound, um like, and this is where like the where the village used to be, and here was supposed to be like her sanctuary. They have like their like secret dance or whatever. So she did that and it didn't work. So she was like, what happened? Why is it not working? So she went and she dug down back to her place of origin, like where all the highlands are, and read one of their sacred books, and and it said that she needed to do the devil trials, which she didn't really know about because she wasn't paying attention in school. So she she decided that she would go and do them. The first devil trial is to get your third eye and to unlock your true potential. So when Veland went to do this, she has to play like a guitar like all around the world, and and she can't just there's no breaks in between. She has to do it all around the world, and it's to serenade the the oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember what's it called. Oh, the centipede that lives in the well. Um and when she does that, it comes out and it does a certain dance. And the centipede is supposed to be very like fun and gesturous and whatnot, and it like will like fuck around with you while you're like playing the playing the uh playing the guitar. So while she walks around the entire earth, she has to be very careful of it. I don't know how to draw guitars, so if it looks like a D, then I'm sorry. But anyways, but she like has to play it, and so she obviously messes up, and the centipede notices, and you have three chances. It'll first cut the like first artery in your leg, then the other one, so then you have trouble walking, and then the other, and then it'll like follow you like after you make those two mistakes. It'll just follow your like neck like this, and and then it'll like slit your throat. So you have to be very careful that you don't mess up, or else it's gonna freaking kill you. Anyways, um, uh, so she was doing that, and then she messed up, and she played the guitar really fast, and then it went back inside the well, or whatever, and it throws out a bucket. Now this bucket you have to balance on top of your head, and bring it to like a giant hole, and there you pour it in, and it has the entire like hole, which is like technically like a sea, and you have to go in after it, and give the centipede the fish, so it'll eat it and throw the eye out, which is you as a Highland you're supposed to eat, and then that's where you gain your third eye. So like that's what Veland did, and then after that she goes back to the mound that she was originally at, and there she does the sacred dance again, and a big tower comes out of it, made of like bone. Erg. And this is like where, like for where the rest of like time like that Veland's like alive. This is where she like lives and everything. So um and inside is like a big like tower part, and there's like a uh what's the word called, like a bridge that goes in between, because like down here is like a well sort of, and then there's like around it is like another piece of like land, sort of, that goes like this all around, and inside is like a trench. And that'll explain later. This goes up here, like goes up here, and this is where Velan sits, where she will have her other protege later on, which I'll explain in a few minutes. Um, thing. But before Velan goes to try to like do anything else, she thanks her ancestors that it was even possible for her to make that journey and everything like that. And since she thanked her ancestors, they gave her a new body, because originally Velan was very like scrawny and tiny, but then she was able to gain her new body and like become very strong. I'm trying to see if I have like any pictures of it. Trying to see if I have any pictures of her. Here's a very messy video, but I don't really care. I have some like lore pictures right here. I should just go into my camera roll and show you. But since she like gains her new body or whatever, she's more stronger than she was before, and is able to like fight better and everything like that. And so one of the things that they do is that they do their sacred dance, and it is like a part of their body in a sense, um like while they're doing the dance. So like so this was when she was like in the village and whatnot. This is when she like, after she freaking kills everybody and everything. Um yeah. And then like this is when she like starts gaining her powers and everything like that. And then this is later on. So right now, this is what she looks like. And this is what she looked like before. Um so yeah. But anyways, but so Velan's able to do like the sacred dance, which allows her to create other beings. And since she's so powerful now, typically when you do this creation dance, it only makes one person. But since she's like so powerful, she did the dance, and she created like thousands of like armies. And after she did this, she instructed like her clones. Like they're basically clones. Some of them look a little like weird. It depends. Like that. Wait, I'll talk about that later. Wait, but they're all like perfect clones of what she looked like when she was younger. So after she did this, she went down. She's like, okay, everybody. So like we're going to like kill all of the Highland society, and we're going to like kill all of them. And they're like, okay. So they go down and they dig down underground, and they kill everybody. And Velan saves like her parents. Like she specifically tells them, "Do not kill my parents, because I'm going to kill my parents." So she kills the politician guy, and she kills her mom after like a battle or whatever. And everyone like kills the entire society. Like everyone's dead. Like there's like pools of blood underground, and that causes the rivers and stuff that's nearby to be like flowing with blood for a really long time. So then Velan instructs her clones to go out and one to collect books from underground. Like while they were killing everyone, they also like were collecting like the very sacred books and everything. So then she could read them and understand more about her culture. And also another thing is that she instructs them, after they do that, she instructs them to go around the world, and I mean no, go around like the premises and like get village people, and they build like a village for them and everything, and right like nearby where they're at, it's literally like down here, and then like there's like a village where all the people live and everything. So when Velan does this, she has like her clones go down, and they will go down and like bring children that are around like 10 years old to do the trials, which is where this comes in. They stick their hand in here and they have to endure like pain, like really bad pain. And that's like what, like for 2 years. And then after that, they like, she will start like putting her own blood inside of it. And then that's when they gain power. So she had two protege, which is where this picture comes in. This picture. No, it's the wrong dude. This is her first one. And this guy, he um was very promising. This picture looks really bad because I just drew it like how I would look. It would look way better. Like this looks really bad, but I'm telling you, I like have like an actual idea. But anyways, so he while you do these trials, it transforms you more and more into like a demon looking creature. And while it, while it does that, it also like the star on the top, and when you complete it, it like makes like a completed star, which allows you to go, and like you and the person like that are sharing um like the powers or whatever. That's like, yeah, it like shows like progress, and you have to like complete the star within like 6 years. Like the entire process of doing this takes 6 years. So Vila was a really promising like person. She was like she doesn't really talk that much, but she would like speak with him sort of every once in a while. Like it'd be very brief conversations, and he would start looking at her as like a mother figure and stuff because he didn't really see his family that much and everything like that. And yeah, so whatever. So then one day they finally get to the part where he does his like last trial, and he does his last trial, and during his last trial, he fails it because the pain is so overwhelming. Like, it hurts more than anything in the entire world. Like, it feels like he's being ripped apart. Like, it just feels really bad. And he takes his hand out, which causes him to lose all the stars because he failed the trial. And that would mean that he has to do it all over again. Velen is pissed. She comes down from the tower and mauls him, rips his head off, everything. Like, well, doesn't rip his head off, but she mauls his face, and she rips off his two legs and throws him into the trench. Oh yeah, by the way, there are people that were before this dude, and before him, there were people whoever would fail the trials would get kicked into the trench, and their like dead bodies are there, and the only thing that the clones would do is cut off the kid's hand and then go and put it in on the door of whomever's kid that was, showing we're signifying that your kid kind of did well, and here's your like souvenir, not souvenir, like I guess like like when you like your dog gets put down or whatever, and then like they give you like the paw print. It's like that, but except it's like your kid's hand. So yeah, that's like the only thing that you get. You don't like get to say goodbye or anything, or they don't like bring you the body or anything like that. Um, anyways, also another thing is that there was a time that this dude's sister was also a dancer for Veland. Every year she would have like a ceremony showing that how they're triumphant, and they would have the one of the villagers daughters, which was her sister, which was his sister, dance like the creation dance, and he would and she would make new life or whatever. But this would like be like an like if I had like a show, it'd be like an OVA or like a short story type thing where it would show it. But anyway, so then she goes and she like gets sick and like deathly sick, and she like is dying. And Veland, and it's like the ceremony part, the ceremonial like dance is coming up, and she's wondering why like she's not there. So she goes down from her tower and walks in to the house that she usually lives in and sees that she's sick, and turns her into, and like does the dance for like, doesn't really do the dance, like just like a mini dance, and turns her into a Highland. And then she gets up, doesn't say anything to her family, and her family is like grabbing her and like saying, "Come back, we miss you," and don't leave us and everything. And she's just walking out completely like emotionless and doesn't say anything and just goes into the tower, and becomes like one of the people that are up here with Velan. They like connect their power, and there's like another person up here. I haven't figured out their story yet, but that's like the other person who's up there. So, and like also like it's really sad because the brother will come inside, and when he does like his trials, he's like, "I'll do it for you, sister," and everything like that. And he like tries really hard for her, hoping that maybe that she'll like him impressing her or him coming in trying to talk to her will like make her like snap out of it and try to like speak to him, but she's gone. Like she like does not know that she's talking to him. But anyway, so um that happens, and Velan, wait, yeah, and it like also makes like whenever she would do the dance, since she wasn't like perfect like Velan, her clones would come out looking weird or like have like deformities, like they'd have extra arms or extra ears. But like Velan doesn't care as long as you can fight. Like if you're not able to fight, she's gonna kill you. But they're most of the time they'd be pretty strong because Velan doesn't pick out weak people to do her dirty work. So yeah. So anyways, so the guy fails the trial and Velan goes off and she runs away because she's like really pissed off and doesn't come back. And during that time, she just kind of is like wandering the woods. And this is another thing, like I would have like a short story for this one. So she's like walking around and she like notices like a village woman who are like part of like a tribe of people who are fighting against another tribe of people. And Velan hates humans because they like are the reason why like they have to live underground and like be secretive around other people and everything, and she hates them, how they wiped out her entire society. Even though she hates their society and how like stuff like that, she still doesn't appreciate them and thinks that they're disgusting creatures that are selfish and everything like that. So, but this time it's different. So, wait, she sees her and Velan decides to like go up to her because she thinks she's like cool or whatever, and they like start bonding or whatever and like that, and they like, and Velan pretends to be like a person, and then after a while she like starts to like get like warm up to her or whatever, and they fall in love, and they like love each other and everything. And this is the first time Velan has ever felt like feelings towards someone like this. So it was really weird for her, and Velan felt that she was like weak or whatever, and that she wouldn't be able to do her final battle um between the between like the other like other like group of people that her tribe has been fighting for years to fight. And she tells her that, and her girlfriend is like, "I don't care what you think. I'm going to do what I want. I can't just like not fight these people for no reason. Like that doesn't make any freaking sense. So fuck you. I'm doing what I want." And so like her girlfriend goes off, and Velan is angry and is just like thing. Also, by the way, before this, they like fight side by side and like would do stuff. And Velan also shows her Velan, like her Highland part of herself, and her girlfriend doesn't care. She thinks it's like cool or whatever. And before they go off, like I said before, they have like a big fight, and her girlfriend dies. And Velan goes to the battleground because she knows that it was awfully quiet for a few days, and she goes to the battleground and sees that her entire thing was like wiped out, and the people who killed her, they were like looting their stuff and like dancing, and they were like having an entire party. And Velan is pissed. She goes like Highland mode or whatever, I guess, and just freaking decimates the entire thing to the point where there's piles of bodies on top of each other, and she like is standing on top of the pile and holding her girlfriend and is just crying. And then after that, she decides to go back to her family, and she vows to never fall in love ever again because she just felt very weak in that moment that she couldn't do anything to help her only one true love or whatever. So then, yeah, that happens and whatnot, and I'm trying to remember. She starts up a new thing, and this, by the way, this like whole story, this was like either a good year or 2 months, but anyways, so Velan goes off, and like comes back, and is like, okay, let's start the trials again, and they pick up the childhood friend of this dude, which is this guy, and he actually was able to do it, like able to like complete the mission of what they're trying to figure out. And basically, Velan's mission is to get someone, like she wants to be like someone's underling, and they're like a god or whatever. And I'm trying to remember. They like they're like a god, and she wants to be like their she basically just wants to tell that person what to do, like how to run the universe. And they're going to kill the person who originally was running the universe, and she wants her person that she made to run the universe instead. So she goes and she's trying to like find like a perfect person, and through these like trials, like these are like god trials that were that the devils were thinking about, but they never actually had anyone who was willing or like strong enough to do it. And she was finally able to like make to have she was able to train someone enough to do it, because she's different, like she's like not like the rest of like the other Highlands or whatever, so she was able to do it. So this dude is able to do it, so is able to like get through all the trials and stuff. But while she's training this guy, and also when she like ran off for those few months or like years or whatever, this dude wasn't actually dead. Although he got mauled and killed, he still gained a lot of like superpowers, like a lot of powers and stuff. And he still looks like this. So he was able to like get healed or whatever, but he was able to get healed, but that's like kind oh yeah, he was able to get healed, but he had to crawl out of the trench and then rip himself out from the thing and leave and go somewhere else. And he went, and while he was like traveling, like crawling on the floor, he went to like a like a person who was able to like train him how to use like swords or whatever. And he got his like, and that's where he got his like peg stick legs or whatever. And now he's like really cool and is able to like do like badass shit. He's like really cool and awesome. And he actually vowed to kill Velan and stop her mission because he knows about it and he's gonna stop her. And he also can like open portals and stuff. He's basically like sort of god level. The only thing he can do is that like he doesn't have like every superpower, but he basically is able to do like basically anything. So anyways, so he was able to get past the trials, and Velan is like, okay, awesome, you got past the trials, so we're going to send you in, and when we go in, you're gonna transform into this. And he's like, okay. And he goes in, and they just like they make a portal, and everyone goes inside, like all the oh my gosh, the protege that were up there with Velan and all of her minions and whatnot. And this guy sees that, and he's like, okay, I need to oh my gosh, I need to stop them. So he follows in after them, and Velan already, after doing it, was able to kill the person who ran the universe before and had him replace them, and he transformed into this. And Velan is now a fox like creature, and um has three has like three versions of this one, and it's like made and like that because there's like three foxes because she has three eyes. There's three foxes that all represent one eye, and they're all made up of Velan, obviously, her protege, like the people that were at the top of the tower that were like transferring power to each other, and also like her clones. all mixed up into like three different things. And when they come together, they become like an ultimate like giant fox form that like would go after the after the failed student. And so she fights him first to try to make sure that he can't stop the other guy from doing that stuff. And she dies. She gets killed in the fight. And then he goes after him, and while they're talking, they like have like a whole like discussion, sort of like they're fighting each other while like talking, and they're like, you could have stopped this. Why would you do this?" And I had faith in you, and you were my friend ever since we were kids. We were childhood friends. You can't do this. You can't. Don't you see that this is wrong? That you can't run the universe? And he's like, I don't freaking care. I don't care. And then he ends up killing him too. So then after he does that, someone has to run the universe. So he gains a god form and ends up being able to run the universe. And that's just how the show ends. And then that's just how it would end. So yeah, sorry this video wasn't like 100% beautifully constructed or whatever, like drawn perfectly, but yeah, that's my story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Here's some other art and some other stuff for it. And yeah, that's it. Goodbye.